Hello again. I'm back. Um, Today is the 29th of April. I'm back in this world. Um, yeah. I have less like complaining to do today because things have been really looking up. Um, Partly I feel like it's literally just because it's spring, but I also um feel like a lot of things are going better for me than they were, which is makes me really happy. Um, but yeah, my topic for today is just something that's kind of silly, but I was thinking about this because uh one of my roommates has been kind of, I guess, distant from us lately, which is unusual for her. Um I mean, it's kind of weird because I don't live there anymore, but I still visit a lot because those are some of my best friends. Um but she's not really talking to, there's so many rabbits. Hello. She's not really talking to my roommates that are still there living with her. Um, and has just been extremely distant, and we're kind of worried for her. I'm not sure if it's because of school or something, but recently it became clear that it's because her boyfriend doesn't like us. Um, there's like a small confrontation, and it made me kind of think about like this is sort of a normal thing, right? uh people start like people start dating, and then all of a sudden they kind of switch up around their friends. So I don't know, I was thinking about this, about like how do you approach this when someone that you care about has just like only really wants to surround themselves with one person, and that person is like, I don't know. I don't really like her boyfriend either. Only because he like is controlling about who she spends time with. That's weird to me. Um, but I don't know. I forgot where I'm going with this. I was thinking about how here it is. I was thinking about the fact that like I kind of understand, or like I said, it's kind of a universal thing where, not universal, but a lot of people, once they start dating, like kind of aren't as interested in spending time with their friends. And I never understood that until recently. uh Recently I started dating, and it's like, okay, now I kind of get it. Like my friends that I've known for like 6 years, trying to have a conversation with them, it's like they're all talking over me and like joking and making fun of me. But like now I've met this person that like is hanging on my every word, you know? And it's like, oh wow, like like it's a very different dynamic, but obviously that doesn't mean, that's just like because you just met and they're like being formal. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just like, I told my roommates, okay, so the the person that is not as interested in hanging out with us anymore because of her boyfriend confronted us and was like, "Why are you rude to him?" And like like none of us know what she's even talking about. Like we all liked him up until that moment, or like I don't know. I guess we didn't act like we were best friends with him, but it was kind of weird. And then okay, I paused recording because I kind of lost interest in what I was saying, and I was like, what am I even doing? Plus, my computer is really laggy, and it probably will continue to be right now. But basically, the roommate situation is kind of weird. Um, there's even more nonsense going on with a different roommate. Um, that I kind of well, like it's not really my problem because I don't live there anymore, but it's also like my closest friends are dealing with it. But anyway, I feel like it's not really that worth talking about here. Um, I don't know. I would okay. The reason I brought this up was because um, okay, now it's the next day, so not yesterday anymore. But on Tuesday, I was hanging out with my close friend. Um, and I was having fun, and but I was thinking about like how different it is hanging out with a old friend versus like hanging out with my partner. And I was thinking like, okay, I kind of understand like why it's such a common thing of people starting to like drift away from their friends after they start dating, because it's so it's so different being devoted to like trying to make someone, I don't know, it's so different having like hanging out with a friend, right? It's very much just let me, say what comes into my head. Kind of. I mean, it depends on the friend. And like let me, and your friend is going to be sort of just talking off the cuff too and saying whatever they think of, even if that means like talking torches. Even if that means talking nonstop for like an hour while you're just like nodding. Um but like versus having a partner, it's they're probably going to be more careful to pay attention to what you're saying. And also, I don't know, it's just different to be talking to a friend versus talking to someone who's like I said before, sort of trying to remember the things you say and listening attentively, and uh also just trying to make you laugh, and like I don't know, but obviously that's because it's the you've recently met this person and you're still like feeling each other out and trying to make a good impression, even though like I've been dating this person for a while. It's still, I still feel like, we're still figuring each other out, because dating someone for 2 months is not ever going to be the same as knowing your friend for 9 years. um but it made me think, like I was kind of mad at myself for thinking about this, like I'm not articulating well. Once again, that's like the story of this channel, but it made me, I was thinking about how much easier it is. Oh no, my computer. I was thinking about how much easier it is kind of to just make 1,000 superficial connections. Not that my connection with my partner is superficial at all, but it's almost easier to talk to new people than to continue to maintain a friendship with someone that you've known for like almost a decade, which sounds so weird. I feel like I didn't expect that. I would expect, I think that it's kind of like you imagine that once you've known someone for so long, it becomes effortless to spend time with them, but that's not really the case, because people are always just going to be people, I guess. But I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what it means to be a good friend and what it means to be a good partner and what it means to be a good person. I feel like if I'm insecure about anything, it's that okay, it's a lot of things, but one of the things is that I'm unknowingly just being a bad friend, and I felt bad because I was listening to I'm such an asshole. I was listening to my friend like tell a story that she's told me a bunch of times before for like a really long time. And I couldn't like get in even to say like, hey, you've told me this before. But I think she knew, and she was just like wanting to talk anyway. But and that's fine, like there's nothing wrong with that, but I could feel myself getting impatient, and I was like scared that I'm falling into the same trap that some people I know have fallen into, where you start comparing your friends to this, like, to new people you've met, and it becomes a thing of, I don't know, it becomes a thing of comparing apples to oranges, I guess, or like, comparing someone who's putting a lot of effort in to making you like them versus someone who's just being completely genuine and saying things off the cuff. It's not going to be the same experience of hanging out with them, but that doesn't mean that your friend is less valuable. I'm trying to figure, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. I think because I'm still feeling out like what I think about it. I don't know. I think this is something that most people figure out younger than me, because I just haven't really dated before. It's just so different. It's not different at all, because it's like I'm just hanging out with this person as if we're buddies, like we're friends, but I don't know, at the same time it is very different. Where are these guys coming from? Because it's not like it's not that there's an agenda when you're hanging out with someone that you're dating, but it is like you're looking into the future more than you are with a friend. I don't know. I guess part of this is like I didn't expect it to be so different, or I'm articulating so badly. I don't know. I just want to make sure that I'm doing right by my friends, but I also like I don't know. I don't think it's selfish to be like sometimes it's hard because if you feel like I don't want to be the person that is like prioritizing hanging out with my partner over hanging out with my like day one friends. Um, but time is also finite, so it ends up looking like that. I don't know how to not make it like that, you know, when you have only like 2 days in the weekend, or 2.5, I guess, and maybe you count Friday a little bit, but and it's like maybe all of those days would go towards, you know, spending time with my friends before, but now it's like one or two is gonna be spending time with my partner, and that's like I'm I don't know. I don't in itself I'm happy. Like I'm so happy. I really like this person. Um but then my friends are like noticing that I'm hanging out with them less. Or I don't know. It hasn't really gone that far yet, but I think I worry at some point that that's going to be oops. That's going to be the case. I don't know. What do you do? I guess ugh, it's all just time management, isn't it? It's so scary. Every time I sit down and record myself, it comes back to like everything would be better if I was just better at time management. My God. I guess what I mean, I said earlier I could feel myself getting a little bit irritated or impatient. Oh my gosh. My freaking computer. It's so broken. It's it's just always it's so universal that spending time with someone you just met and that you're kind of viewing through rose-tinted glasses is going to be different than spending time with like your buddy that you kind of almost see as a sibling. That's why like you think think about how much siblings fight all the time over nothing. Oh my God. I guess you start to take people for granted, and that's why it can be easier to get along with new people. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take my friends for granted. I think about that all the time. And I don't think I am like I don't think I really am. I think it's just like I don't know. I do like come back to the fact that how much I love my friends all the time. But I'm also like I don't know, this new person like knows more about the current state of my life than my friends do because like they ask. I don't know. And it becomes so easy, and I've gone through this before with it like many years ago. Oh my gosh, my computer lags so bad. If I die, that's why, not because I'm bad at the game. But like I've gone through this before of like someone starts treating you really nicely that you met recently, and all of a sudden you like look at your friendships more critically, but it's not really fair because I don't know. Everyone is just a human. You can't really expect them to treat you like that you just met and are going on the, you know, like a first date, or not a first date, but first couple of months of dating when they're your friend that you've known for like 9 years. I think I don't know. Again, not articulating myself well. I'm just thinking about, like, I'm trying to think about how much I want to make sure I'm continuing to be a good friend. And I think, oh shoot. No, no. I don't know. I would say probably one of the hardest parts of being a human being is trying to figure out when when you're in the wrong or when your buddy's in the wrong or what. And it's, I guess sometimes I'm like, it doesn't matter. I try to just let everything go. I don't know. Sometimes you can't though. So weird. I don't know. I think also just in general, it's better not to compare your relationships. But I don't know. I feel like this is such a 14-year-old sort of thing to talk about. But I don't know, it's kind of new to me. I'm like, I don't know. I told my friends, my roommates, ugh, come on. Time to get out of here, I guess. I told them, I told my like close friend, uh, if I ever start like being an asshole to you on behalf of my partner, you should like take me out back and put me down. And I do kind of like, I'm obviously that's a joke, but I'm also kind of for real about it because I hate it when people do that. But I don't know. I also, I don't know. You have like, I kind of get it. Like you're thinking about who you're gonna like, who am I gonna be spending the rest of my life with? Let me prioritize that person, I guess. But I don't want to do that because I don't know. I don't think I don't want to compare. I don't think friendships are less than in any way. I don't know. Take a shot every time I say I don't know. You'll probably explode and die. But I've probably been between this recording and the one I did yesterday. I've probably been recording for a while. I'm gonna be done. Yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble. This one is kind of a silly one. Like, it's just like, the first half was just kind of like stupid drama, and then the second half is me just talking but not really knowing what I'm saying. I don't know. I'll post again next week, I think. I'm trying to get into a weekly sort of habit. Maybe a little less than weekly. But I'm also a little afraid of making myself record when I know I don't have anything to say. I'm not sure if this is that. I feel like I kind of had something on my mind today, but we'll see. Anyway, goodbye.